Hello, I'm Brian Washington. Today I will be giving my informative speech for my Communications 201 class at West Carolina University, where my professor is Dr. Caldwell. Today, my informative speech will be on diabetes as a health crisis. Okay? So, I would like for a moment for you all to imagine one day not feeling so well when you're typically a healthy person, then all of a sudden your vision gets a little blurry, you're experiencing what may feel like basically flu symptoms, and you go to the doctor, and upon your doctor visit you are informed that your blood vessels have been damaged to such a point that you're not only losing your vision, but you also have kidney failure and have possible heart disease, and all of a sudden you've gone from being a typical working class person who can go to work and provide for their family to going to more of a disabled level. This is the experience that many people with diabetes go through. Diabetes, next slide. Diabetes is simply the inability to create insulin. This insulin is used to control your body and to break down food within your body. So we're going to go, during the course of this speech, we're going to go over the types of diabetes. We're going to go over treatment options for diabetes. And we're also going to go over preventive measures for diabetes. Okay. Once again, let me restate that diabetes is simply your body's inability to create insulin. That sounds pretty basic, but insulin is the substance that breaks down food in your body. So let's begin first with the types of diabetes that people take. Per the article, Environmental Risks of Type 1 Diabetes, Type 1 diabetes accounts for 5%. That's a very small percent of all cases. That 5% is usually diagnosed at early childhood, maybe pre-teen years. Primarily, the treatment for this sort of diabetes is usually an insulin-dependent sort of treatment. In other words, there may be simple vials of insulin. In more extreme cases, some patients are required to use pumps in order to keep their insulin levels at a sufficient level. Type 1 diabetes is usually your body makes pretty much no insulin, and it's pretty much non-preventable. So in other words, you were born with this disease, it kind of came upon you as if meaning just like any other kind of genetic defect within your body, and besides regularly monitoring your diet and being on insulin regimen, there was pretty much nothing you could do to prevent it, and you can only kind of maintain that level of, and try to maintain your insulin level. Then there's type 2 diabetes, which type 2 diabetes accounts for 95%, which is the overwhelming majority for insulin. It's usually diagnosed during your adulthood years, and it's actually attributed not more to your genetics, but more to habits, bad eating habits, like lack of exercise. Some of the treatments are sort of the same for a type as it is for type 1 diabetes, which is the insulin regimen. There may be, depending on your level of insulin creation, there are also options such as metformin, which is a tablet which can control your blood sugar levels. But you can also treat type 2 diabetes with exercise and diet much more effectively than you can type 1. Meaning, type 2 diabetes is more or less preventable. With the article diabetes, in the article Diabetes, Obesity, and Nutrition, diabetes is described as being largely a preventable disorder, which with simple lifestyle changes like monitoring your eating habits, exercising, and being more active and more aware of your environment, you can more or less prevent and definitely treat the type 2 diabetes with a whole lot more effectiveness than you can type 1. Okay. Next slide. So, some of the effects of diabetes, which is the main issue with diabetes, is not just having this disease, it's also what this disease actually causes. Some of the major diseases that causes heart and blood vessel damage. Some of the symptoms of this is chest pain, a heart attack, early stroke. Then there's renal and or kidney failure, which essentially everyone knows what the kidneys are. They're pretty much your system for filtration of it purifies your blood. It's more or less your filtration system for your blood system. And once that fails, then you're going to be required to either be on dialysis, or in some cases you must have to you'll have to go get a kidney transplant. And then it also causes eye damage, which a lot of people may not know, but when your blood vessels go behind your eyes, essentially it can create what is called diabetic retina disease. And it's essentially blood damage to your blood vessels, which causes early blindness or definitely a reduction in your eyesight. And it also can cause glaucoma as well. Next. So now, we want to talk about some of the preventative strategies which are used. In the article, Prevention of Diabetics, some of the preventative strategies, one of the first preventative strategies is monitoring your diet. Many people who have type 2 diabetes essentially is due to their eating habits, where there's high in starch, high in sugar, high in fat, which adversely affect the effectiveness of insulin in your body. So, beginning with healthy eating habits, you want to, one, go to a low-carb diet, find things that are low in carbs. So in other words, don't fry your food, stay away from bread when you're eating, that sort of thing. Then you look for low-fat diets, so when you go shopping for food, you try to find the best cut of the meat that you're choosing, whether it's chicken. You try to find the leaner versions, which is typically the chicken breast, or leaner cuts. And then when you're eating, look for low-sugar alternatives. If you're going to drink soda, try to drink a diet soda. If you're going to eat sweet, try to find the sugar-free version of your favorite foods. Yes, ma'am. And then another preventive strategy is exercise. It's recommended that you exercise 30 minutes a day. We all know that's hard to find sometimes, that 30 minutes. It's hard for me, it's hard for everyone. But some of the examples of exercise is walking and swimming. Just find something you can do. Yes, ma'am. And then one major component is to find a healthcare network for you, which includes finding a primary care physician, getting regular physicals at least once a year, and when symptoms appear, go to the doctor. Just don't be afraid to go to the doctor. When you're not feeling good, go get yourself checked out and let them monitor your glucose levels and also your other levels. Next slide, man. And in conclusion, there are two types of diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is simply you're born with it and you live with it, and there's nothing too much you can do but treat it. But type 2 diabetes can be prevented, and it definitely can be maintained so that it don't affect your life. And then with the treatment options, we know there's metformin and insulin. There's no reason to let diabetes take your livelihood away. And the preventive measures, diet, exercise, and getting health care from a primary care physician. And that concludes my presentation for diabetes as a health crisis. I thank you all very much for listening and taking time out your day for this, and thank you very much.